I was thinking, guys, I must get a mount for this camera because I'm just holding it in my hand at the minute. So it's a good job I could ride with one hand, isn't it? I mean, I can ride no-handed as well, but yeah, I must get a mount for this. I like all the accessories you can get for this camera, by the way. So welcome back to the channel. My name is Ash, and as you can see, there's no snow this time, so it's all melted. Thank God for that. Yeah, so today I just wanted to talk about like art. Okay, so I got into art. Like, I was never good at art, by the way, at school. This was like many years ago, like sort of 25 plus years ago. So yeah, like, I was never good at it, but back in 2013 I started getting into like drawings, so like graphite, like pencil drawings basically. I think I saw something in a book, like where this guy did a drawing and it literally looked like a photograph. Like I thought it was like a black and white photo, like when I first saw it. I forgot the name of the book. I think it was like Ripley's or something, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I looked at it and I just thought, God, that's so cool that is, because it's just so realistic, like literally like a photograph. I thought, God, like, would it be cool just to do something like that? So I thought, well, I'll just give it a start. Like, I'll just give it a go, basically. So I started posting like some of my art to like Facebook and like Instagram and that. And yeah, I mean, obviously I was getting like loads of likes and like reactions, like some lovely comments and that, which I definitely appreciated, you know what I mean? But I think really it's just like when I was doing the drawings, I mean, these drawings, by the way, I mean, these would take me like anywhere from like 10 to 20 hours to do. So I'd spend like an hour an evening, so it'd be like 2 weeks. Yeah, so like an hour an evening, like for 2 weeks plus, like 2-3 weeks. So I'd be doing that, and it's like, at the time, definitely enjoyed doing drawings. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think as I was doing them, I was just constantly thinking like about how like impressed people would be like when they see the drawings. So fast forward to 2020 and I got an iPad, so I bought myself an iPad. Then I started looking at Procreate, which is obviously just like a painting app. I'm sure you've heard of it, Procreate. So then I just tried that out, sort of played around with it and that, and it was like colour, you know what I mean? Like, so I started using colour, like, and I found some brushes that I enjoyed using. So I started doing like landscape paintings, basically. I mean, like, the brushes I was using, they were like really good for doing like the trees and all the foliage and that. It just gave like a nice aesthetic. So I think naturally my art just became like a lot looser, like, as a result. You know, it wasn't like sort of tight, you know, I mean, like, it wasn't as realistic as like the drawings. So yeah, I started doing that, and it's like, obviously post them to Instagram and Facebook and that, but you know what? It's like they weren't getting like as many likes. And that, do you know what I mean? I just felt like people weren't as impressed. And I do feel that it's like people judge art by like how realistic it looks. Do you know what I mean? So it's like people that are into art, like, they get it, don't they? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of more than that. Whereas just the general population, like people that are not like into art, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they judge it by how realistic it is. So suddenly, you know, my paintings weren't really as realistic. They were just kind of loose. But I think the thing is I think that's when my mindset shifted, you know, because it's like I started just doing art more for myself, like purely for myself, rather than just trying to like impress people, do you know what I mean? So I think that's when it really started to shift, like my whole kind of mindset. You know, I'd post to Instagram and I'd do like all the hashtags and all that, like I put a title, like I'll give all my pieces of art, like a name and that, and like a description and everything. See, now I don't do any of that. Like, no hashtags, nothing. I literally just post my art and that's it. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not really that bothered anymore because I do it purely for myself. I often quite like coming to this park, especially in summer. As you can see, like, it's where all the geese hang out. They do actually migrate to Canada, I believe it is. So I don't know whether these are the ones from Canada and then the ones that were here have now gone over. You know, I think that's the closest I've ever been to one. I think they can be quite territorial, actually. Like, I've definitely had them like hiss at me before, so I think I might have to go, actually. I think that one's getting a bit irate. And that's the thing, I mean, like, when you start doing it for yourself, it's kind of like, I'd sort of paint like trees and that, okay? And then I suddenly think, oh, you know, I don't like the shape of that tree. It's not quite aesthetically pleasing, like, but like to me, you know what I mean? So I'll kind of undo it. Like, I mean, like, I'm talking about Procreate, so like you can do that, you know. So I'd undo it and then kind of paint it again and be like, oh yeah, that's better. Like I like the shape of that tree. Like, I mean, like, as weird as it sounds, but that's what happens when you start doing it purely for yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, or it's like, I don't like, you know, I do like the field or something and think, oh, I don't quite like the shade of green. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of change it and that. I'm not, you know, you're not kind of thinking like, oh, is this going to look good for other people on Instagram or Facebook? Do you know what I mean? You start thinking, okay, does this look good to me? Like, do I like it? Do you know what I mean? Is this visually pleasing to me? So yeah, I mean, that's you know, my mindset just completely shifted. Like, it completely changed. But I think that's the reason why, you know, it's because I started using like Procreate, and also, I mean, I do it on my phone as well. I've got an app called Concepts on my phone, so I use like the S Pen. Like, it's quicker to do as well, you know what I mean? It sort of takes me like maybe like 2-3 hours to do a landscape painting, you know, as opposed to like up to like 20 hours to do a drawing, you know. I mean, with the drawings, I mean, it's like, you know, I have done like a few commissions actually. So I mean, I have made like a little bit of money from like the drawings, but I just think like I'd rather do like the paintings, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, it's just like a quick little video, you know. I just wanted to get that off my chest, really, you know. It's because I was kind of thinking about that. It's like when I went to Manchester the other day, like on Wednesday, I think I saw some art like displayed somewhere, like I walked past a shop or something, and then yeah, it just suddenly got me thinking, because this was like all kind of abstract art, and I suddenly thought, like, the topic, like this topic, I just suddenly thought of it. I was just like, oh yeah, that's that, you know. So yeah, as I say, just a quick little video saying that. So just, I mean, like, you know, if you've got any thoughts on that, just let me know in the comments. I mean, like, are you into art? It's definitely like one of my hobbies, like, as well as like mountain biking and that, well, like cycling. So yeah, this coming Wednesday, hopefully I'm going to go back to Manchester. Definitely going to go into more shops this time and just try and get some more interesting content. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.